I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the first lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him.
About that, yeah.
She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she does.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
Allegedly.
What started with Sunny Hostin making some rather bold claims about Melania's feelings towards her husband, Donald Trump, has skyrocketed into a whopping $100 million lawsuit. Yes, you heard that right. Melania Trump, the second-time First Lady of the United States, is suing Sunny Hostin of The View for her defamatory statements. Stick around to find out how things got to this level and what exactly started off the entire controversy in the first place.
Sunny Hostin's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, has been accused of federal insurance fraud. According to a new lawsuit obtained by Page Six, the orthopedic surgeon was one of 200 defendants named in one of the biggest racketeer influence and corrupt organization cases ever filed.
It all began when Melania expressed her support for abortion rights, which seemed to contradict her husband's stance on the issue. Sunny deduced that Melania's statement was more than just a coincidence, but rather a subtle hint at her true feelings towards Donald. According to Sunny, Melania hates Donald Trump, but is there any truth to Sunny's claims? Let's take a closer look.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out.
That's unfortunate.
Wow. I mean, that is violent. They've got to stop talking like that about a former president who's had 2 assassination attempts. I mean, that's just ignorant.
Melania's statement on abortion rights was seen as a surprise move by many, given her husband's strong anti-abortion stance. But was it really a surprise? Or was it a calculated move to distance herself from Donald's policies? Some argue that Melania's statement was a genuine expression of her own beliefs, while others see it as a clever political move to boost her own public image. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. Melania's statement sparked a heated debate, with Sunny Hostin being one of the most vocal critics. Sunny used her platform to blow the entire statement out of proportion and recklessly pushed a narrative that Melania completely and utterly despises the now president of the United States, claiming that Melania just can't stand the person of Donald Trump. Well, as expected, things went completely haywire, and supporters of Trump and Melania went all out against The View and Sunny Hostin, doing everything to make sure she pays dearly for her statements against Trump and his family, with Melania herself taking the center stage.
Emmanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers. According to the documents, he knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgeries.
Sunny Hostin has never been one to shy away from controversy. As a co-host on The View, she's known for her sharp tongue and unapologetic opinions. But was her claim about Melania's feelings towards Donald a step too far? Some argue that Sunny's comment was unfair and unfounded, while others see it as a legitimate critique of the Trump marriage. Whatever the case, one thing is clear. Sunny's comments sparked a heated debate, with many weighing in on social media. The Trump marriage has always been subject to scrutiny, with many questioning the validity of their relationship, from Donald's numerous infidelities to Melania's seemingly reluctant participation in public events. The Trump marriage has been the subject of much speculation. The feud between Melania Trump and Sunny Hostin is far from over, with both women refusing to back down. It's clear that this is a battle of wits and public opinion.
The insurance firm American Transit was then billed in exchange for kickbacks and other compensation, which were disguised as dividends or other cash distributions. Emmanuel denied the allegations via a statement through his lawyer, telling Daily Mail that his client, quote, denies each and every allegation and that the lawsuit is a blanket scattershot meritless lawsuit by a near bankrupt insurance carrier.
The scandal gained even more attention when Joe Rogan, podcast titan and media provocateur, weighed in. Known for his no-holds-barred critiques, Rogan didn't mince words about Sunny Hostin's perceived hypocrisy. Highlighting her history of moral posturing on The View, Rogan pointed out the irony of her own husband's alleged misconduct. His commentary struck a chord with his audience, many of whom share his skepticism about mainstream media personalities. Joe Rogan, who is an ardent supporter of the Trump household, ensured his voice was heard in the pushback against Sunny Hostin, pointing out that her critique of the Trump marriage and family was in stark contrast to her own failing household, which of recent has fallen on the radar of the law, both from the Melania lawsuit and the recent scandal which the Hostin household has become entangled in of recent.
Yeah, I saw you on The View.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's been overwhelming my past couple days.
Yeah, is that annoying?
No.
No?
No. I mean, it's just when I was on there, I really had no idea how it was going to land with the audience. So I just went in there, did my thing. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know who Sunny Hostin was. I actually still really don't know.
Joe Rogan also made sure to throw shades at The View itself, describing it as a rabies-infected henhouse, where reason takes a back seat to sensationalism. His remarks not only added fuel to the fire, but also underscored the growing divide between traditional media and alternative platforms like his own. Just like Sunny Hostin, Joe Rogan is not one to shy away from controversy, as he owns a podcast where some of the most disturbing and controversial topics are discussed openly. And the case of Sunny Hostin is just one among many issues which Joe Rogan creates time for to trash completely on his podcast. And the subject of an attack on the Trump family is one that Rogan took particularly personal, which largely explains his utter disgust at The View and at Sunny Hostin in particular.
I mean, it is a rabies-infested henhouse.
And at the same time, it seemed like the most interesting part was their audience seemed to be on my side.
Yes.
And that's their audience.
Yes. Well, their audience is not really their audience. Their audience is a group of people they bring in to watch television shows. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen audiences before for TV shows, but a lot of them are paid. They're paid to be there. So, because they have to guarantee that there's going to be people there. So there's services that you hire. And when a show gets really, really popular, you know, like Letterman or something like that, obviously it has its own fan base.
In a display of hypocrisy, Sunny Hostin, who has spent time attacking Melania and her household and pointing out possible reasons for disunity in the Trump family, has failed to address the scandal weighing down on her own fault. Her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, an orthopedic surgeon with a respected practice, has now found himself entangled in a web of accusations that include fraudulent medical practices and unnecessary surgeries. According to the lawsuit, Hostin and his practice allegedly exploited patients and insurance companies for financial gain. The case, involving nearly 200 defendants, is poised to become a legal battle of epic proportion.
Emmanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers. According to the documents, he knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgeries.
At the heart of the allegations is the RICO Act, originally designed to dismantle organized crime. Its application here paints a vivid picture of systemic corruption within the medical field. Hostin and his alleged co-conspirators are accused of billing insurance companies for surgeries that were either unnecessary or outright fabricated. These claims, if proven true, could represent a betrayal of trust on an unprecedented scale.
The insurance firm American Transit was then billed in exchange for kickbacks and other compensation, which were disguised as dividends or other cash distributions. Emmanuel denied the allegations via a statement through his lawyer, telling Daily Mail that his client, quote, denies each and every allegation and that the lawsuit is a blanket, scattershot, meritless lawsuit by a near-bankrupt insurance carrier.
The charges against Dr. Emmanuel Hostin are not just an isolated incident. They raise larger concerns about systemic issues in healthcare. Allegations of insurance fraud and unnecessary procedures point to deeper flaws within the medical system. This case brings to light the potential for exploitation where profit motives overshadow patient care. It also highlights the vulnerabilities in insurance protocols, which can be manipulated by those in powerful positions. This trial is not just about the guilt or innocence of one individual, but also serves as a reflection of a broader need for accountability and reform in healthcare practices.
Because their mom's taking their kids to school, and that's, yeah.
It's a very strange show, but it's fun to watch. It's just fun to watch them.
It's good entertainment.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
Well, they're just, you know, it's interesting because I think Sunny's very intelligent, but she's ideologically captured.
Right.
You know, I think the other ones, there's a couple of the other ones, don't have to name any names, are just very dull-minded. But I think Sunny's not one of them. I think she's smart, but captured.
The racketeer influenced and corrupt organizations, RICO Act, initially created to target organized crime, has evolved over the years to tackle various forms of corruption, including healthcare fraud. One of the most significant aspects of RICO is its ability to prosecute individuals or entities involved in a continuous pattern of illegal activity. In the case of Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, his involvement in a sprawling healthcare fraud lawsuit under the RICO Act has raised serious questions about the role of RICO laws in addressing fraudulent activities within the medical field. The controversial involvement of Sunny Hostin in this fraud case is one that showcases the irony of criticism by media personalities, just as Hostin has found herself in a tight spot having to deal with the $100 million lawsuit from Melania Trump, coupled with the fraud case currently battling her husband.
Her husband accused of committing federal insurance fraud in a lawsuit. Okay, now let's read this. Rob, is this a video?
Well, I have this. I'll show you this about.
Let me just read this and I'll come to you. So, Dr. Emmanuel Manny Hostin, an orthopedic surgeon and husband of the View co-host Sunny Hostin, is accused in December lawsuit fraudulently billing insurance. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story I'm reading. The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases. Wow.
Sunny Hostin, known for her vocal opinions, has been uncharacteristically quiet about the accusations against her husband. Her usual vigor, which she used to pursue Melania and her family for years, have suddenly seemed to vanish ever since her various lawsuits surfaced. Her silence has sparked speculation. Is she standing by her word, distancing herself, or simply waiting for legal counsel? Whatever the reason, her lack of public commentary is deafening. Fans and critics alike have taken to social media to share their thoughts. Some believe Sunny's silence is an attempt to protect her image, while others suspect it's a calculated legal move. Regardless, her usual willingness to tackle controversies head-on makes this absence all the more glaring.
Hostin's attorney Daniel Twites denies the allegations, calling the lawsuit a meritless attempt by a near-bankrupt insurance carrier to intimidate doctors and restrict healthcare benefits. The case involves claims that Hostin performs unnecessary surgeries on patients after minor accidents without exploring less invasive treatments, with American Transit citing New York's 1974 no-fault law as contributing to widespread insurance fraud.
Dr. Hostin's attorney, Daniel Thwaites, has dismissed the allegations as baseless. In a statement, he characterized the lawsuit as a desperate attempt by a failing insurance company to recover losses. This strategy of shifting blame is a classic courtroom tactic, and it promises to make the trial a spectacle.
Benny, what do you know about this story?
So, oh man, it's just The View. Just a person, the Sunny Hostin that we all love from one of my favorite shows on The View. And it's always, Tom, what'd you always say? It's always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right? So when you said this is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York, you guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia case.
The sheer scale of the case is staggering, with nearly 200 defendants, alongside the volume which she is being sued for. A whopping $100 million in total, the legal proceedings are likely to be lengthy and complex. The outcome could have far-reaching implications, not just for the defendants, but also for the healthcare and insurance industries as a whole. The public's response to the scandal has been a mix of shock, outrage, and skepticism. Many feel betrayed by a system that should prioritize patient care. Others see the lawsuit as a symptom of a healthcare industry driven more by profit than by ethics.
I think she came into it with an agenda.
Of course.
You know,
they do everything with an agenda.
Yeah.
You know,
she came into it, it seems, really wanting to paint me as someone that has been co-opted by the right wing.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much research she had done into me. She claimed to have read my book twice, which is almost certainly not true.
Social media has been ablaze with opinions. Critics of Sunny Hostin have seized the opportunity to call out what they perceive as hypocrisy, while her supporters have rallied to her defense. The polarized reactions highlight the deep divisions in how people view public figures and their personal lives. In the case of Sunny Hostin and Melania Trump, more people like Joe Rogan seem to be on the side of the latter and hope that Sunny gets a taste of the ever-ancient slice of the karma pie. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and stay tuned as the twists and turns of this saga reveal the truth behind the headlines. Thanks for watching.